So now that we all have a symbol to stand under, and most of the adventurers now fight for the lady, I think we've riled up enough forces to take on the goblins head on, so that's a start. But so far, all we've really been shown are the lowly goblins that even the beginners can take out rather easily. So I'm imagining there's some higher-ups in there that might prove a bit more of a handful. But ultimately, don't die, level up and grab that loot. And save the countryside in the process. If you have to. Let's get going. Okay. Not much time to be playing around on the swings. What was that laugh? The time frames of all the architecture in this place is all over the place. Has she been reading up on her notebook? What has she learned this time? I'm expecting kind of big things from that girl. Because she recognises her flaws and, while not being particularly powerful, same goes with Shure. Shure is level 90, but he's the strategist. And possibly evil dictator in the future. As long as the newbie group doesn't have to go against our established heroes, I use that term lightly. But when people lose their memory, everything goes to pot. Just several layers of clouds moving on top of each other. I want night vision gel. Thermal vision gel. Not as many uses for that, but yay. Attack of the 3D clones. Is this the first time we're actually seeing Krusty in action, though? Just AoE cleave. I'd quite like a blade mail type skill. So those that attack me get a percentage of that damage taken back to them. So it actually hurts you to hurt me. That would dissuade people from trying. He's got good trust in those behind him not to miss. Yeah, he's one of those scary types. They seem nice, but battle junkies. Is it kind of the same? Is it the Saitama syndrome? No one can stand up to him in an actual fight, so he's bored. The fact that they've basically got a information call center type setup now to handle the information. Useful. Then they go back to command. I'm not expecting this to go without a hitch, though. Enforcing their actions. So it all hinges on the... I can't remember what the guild's name is, but... And she can't leave without being directed and ordered to. Great. Keep up with that optimism. Holding a bridge would be quite good as well. The water itself is rising. It's going to be difficult to hold them off. Yanta just looks completely unfazed. Always. Great input. You're going to have to take out a few each. Is there a reason why the fish people are doing it simultaneously with the goblins? Sahogin. So they've dropped off the soldiers of the battlefield and are now heading over to thing. Good idea of taking the boat then. Take breaks. Fight where you can. Don't overexert yourself. Makes sense. Has his excursion to the dungeon emboldened and strengthened him? Nice. Okay. Um, I don't know why I found that humorous. Fighting back to back. I wouldn't suggest putting a caster right in the middle, like close range, but when did she take damage? I wonder if there's a class in low. I can't remember actually the name of this world, which uses up a portion of its health instead of MP. Well, that's a reason for that. I would like to say that my place is slightly cleaner than that, but at the minute it looks pretty much similar. There is a lot of things to take into consideration, but the fact you actually have the screen showing the cooldowns is a huge weight off rather than having to just think of them internally. Well, any any amount of that is a good start, even if it's just one. It's useful. Who's calling for help there or whatever it is? Ah, so using plants and beasts to your advantage. I'm not sure if running. I'm not doing it again. Running in ahead of everyone else is gonna be sustainable in the future. Not the livestock. Yeah, just get to the spell casting. You can pontificate later. Eh, good. Crowd control. Putting some slows in. Very nice, rather than just the usual what we see of slash slash slash. Although she did hesitate for a second. How did you just slide in? Don't take your eyes off the fight. He's gonna need a treat later. Make sure his food bowl's topped up. Looks like they're not going to be allowed any time to rest. That's an hour. It's still an hour, but it's better than never. And when he's a spellcaster primarily, so yeah, you don't want him having nothing to rely on. The only thing about this is the rather generic music in the background. I wasn't expecting wolves. They're collaborating. Things have gone steadily downhill rather quickly. Yeah, you don't have the luxury of looking away and distracting yourself. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a long cooldown. Um, can someone just, while it's bound? Hopefully, it's probably going to reach a stage where she makes a mistake. Hopefully, she doesn't blame everything on herself, though. That was some good staff skills. Is that a synergy in skill use? Couldn't they spare one higher level as well to come along? Yeah, and even though this is a world where you can just heal like this, it still probably hurt like a bitch. Well, do something. Don't freeze up. Think. Why throw your staff away? Okay. Unless you have some crazy tamer skill. What about to buildings? Would you lose to buildings? He's the protagonist of this story. There's an arm. Is that how you use those gauntlets? But we still got that one. Ah, there's time. Hopefully. Ah. Wasn't it only like a few seconds they had? Minori doesn't look surprised. I mean, we had enough to work this out episodes ago. Also, isn't this something that you might have wanted to tell your teammates, because then extra emphasis would be put on you to survive this, because the other adventurers have a fallback. But if he was so desperate, then yeah, throwing himself in at like that all the time probably wouldn't have been the best idea, would it? You went through that big talk about it. The power of friendship will prevail. But if they can find a way to actually, it's just keeping a body alive kind of thing. But if you can find a way to keep people of the people of the land alive, then this is going to be an interesting tale. Also, how far away is he? It's basically like Sarah is providing CPR until help arrives. I don't envy that task, even though I did learn how to do first aid and CPR properly. Not sure why I was trusted to be the office's first aider and like first response. I'm very glad I never had to use it. But I guess being a people of the land, person of the land, knowing that you could easily die and that's it, that's game over, would giving them a last ditch kamikaze gauntlet be a good idea? You know, if it doesn't actually cause any kickback, then maybe, but. Yep. The very laws of nature, well, nature itself, can bend to his will. But if there are magic spells out there to forcibly bring people from another world, I'm sure there's going to be something which just puts life back in after it was temporarily removed. Also, if it's not a one-time deal, then I'm sure this kind of knowledge will be indispensable. And he would have a massive step up in all negotiations everywhere in the world with the people of the land. Oh, you wanna live again, do you? Well then. Plus, this is the first time in a very long time where it actually seems like there are some stakes, and not because it's Rudy is a person of the land and can die. It's more of the enemies they're going up against are an actual challenge. But I do like that kind of power progression, like when you boot up a game for the first time and you're thrust into the world. I'm going to start off by taking down a few boars. And then by the end of it, you're slaying skyscraper-sized titans of the sea. But if you've been paying attention, you'll know that help is on its way. It's just going to take about an hour, minus whatever time this battle took. So if you want to make sure to not miss it, you may want to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. But if you enjoyed this one, let me know down below. But also, you don't want to leave it now, do you? Things are heating up. So, get some rest. See you in the next one. If you want to help increase the aggregate power of the party, so that no one has to self-sacrifice, then consider helping me out on Patreon. Because I can say so far that Sal, Raywin, HSTR, Dynamite 1997, Aisha M, Shiwan, ASD, Stinsfire, and everyone else are sharing the loot equally. But remember, it's alright to roll need every now and again. So take care of yourselves. And thank you.